Guys, what is going on for the third time tonight? This is the Club with the Man 1993 coming at you. This is my third live review of the night. First, we did NXT UK, the premiere episode. Then we did 205 Live. Now we're going to bounce to NXT, just the regular NXT now, which that's supposed to be just NXT. I'm going to be saying regular NXT. The October 17th, 2018 edition of NXT. And before we started, let's take another dance break. And appropriately enough, I got the right song just for the occasion. All right. In case you guys are wondering, I found that remix actually on YouTube a few months ago. It's actually made by, I believe it says Raven Siarm Mashups. I believe it was. I downloaded it from my phone. But look up Root of All Gangnam. It's a remix of Aleister Black's theme music and Gangnam Style, which is not known today because after New Year's in 2012 or 13, one or two, he said he was going to retire because he felt like we need to move on to someone else. Even though it was such a big hit, though, why can't people still not do it? Even for working weddings, always. But very cool remix. I do recommend checking it out because it's a really cool remix. But it was appropriate because Aleister Black returned tonight during a women's match. But we'll get to that shortly in a little bit. But guys, what's going on? Once again, this is the Club of Demand 1993. We're here to talk about the October 17th, 2018 edition of NXT. As of today, we are exactly 1 month away from NXT TakeOver War Games 2. That will take place on Saturday, November 17th, 2018. I believe at the Staples Center in LA. Unfortunately, again, I will not be able to watch for the second takeover in a row. I will not be able to watch it live because I will be working that night. I will catch it, as soon as I get home, though, because I don't think I'm going to be working as late as I did the previous one. I'm not going to be an hour away from home. I'm actually going to be pretty close from home that night. Anyways, though, but let's talk about this episode of NXT. We had quite the cliffhanger at the end of NXT, as we are probably getting closer and closer to trying to figure out who it was that attacked Aleister Black. Who attacked him? I mean, I read some rumors from the spoilers tonight, but even, I saw that, and I still can't 100% for sure say it was the person that said, but I'm not going to say anything again, because I like to tell people here and there, I don't intentionally look at spoilers anymore. I just come across some things here and there that I just don't mean to. But I'm not going to ever give any spoilers, what I've heard. So you'll find out, of course, when the next set of tapings air, starting next week for NXT. So, of course, we got that juicy nugget as well. We also had another return tonight besides Aleister Black, but we'll get to that one shortly as well. So overall, not a bad show. Again, I was going to give this a B+ at first, but then with the cliffhanger at the end, had to bump it up to an A-. So already mentioning right now, I'm giving NXT an A- for this week. Same grade as NXT UK, of course, higher than 205 Live because that was only just a B show, I felt. But let's get right into it and talk about this week's episode of NXT. We open up with the match I thought we were going to get in our main event, but we did not. But the match we got in the main event was worthy of what happened at the end. We opened up with our co-main event, the Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong taking on Hanson and Rowe, the War Raiders. Obviously, the War Raiders, have been targeting, the tag champions ever since, they've been racking up wins, and they said they're ready to go. And then they attacked Undisputed Era after they won their match at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. So they targeted Undisputed Era, and then they eventually got their championship shot. Came out to a strong start, of course. Again, what I like about Undisputed Era also is the fact that yes, they obviously show they have some fear when taking on opponents like them, or even when you got Authors of Pain or NXT and a few others. But they still come out looking strong in all their matches. Like, again, British Strong Style, Mustache Mountain, I felt made them look the strongest, like, out of any opponents they faced them. War Raiders made them look dominating as well, I felt, in this match tonight also. We had a spot where Kyle O'Reilly tries to do a leg lock, but Hanson Rowe just stares at him before lifting him for a slam. Rowe ends up dropping Hanson on couch. I continue to praise, how agile the War Raiders are, despite being bigger dudes. They are still pretty agile to some moves that you wouldn't think bigger dudes can do. Honestly, if the Coffee Brothers do win the NXT UK tag titles, I wouldn't mind to see a match between the Coffee Brothers and War Games. And War Raiders someday. I think it would be a pretty darn good kick-ass match. So that happens there, and then the match again went on again. It was pretty solid, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But eventually, Adam Cole came out. I don't think it was going to be a DQ because of Adam Cole. But Hanson fights him off before he could attack. The referee allows the match to continue. The match continued, and it looked like for a second the War Raiders were going to win. They got upper hand. Hanson slammed Roddy onto Kyle O'Reilly to break up an ankle lock. They hit a pop-up slam on them, and they take it, and Hanson dives to take out Roddy. And then they hit Fallout, and it looks like they're about to win the match. But then out of the blue with a steel chair, and I remember shortly before this match, I was saying, I wonder when Bobby Fish is going to return, and I wonder when he returns, what's going to happen to the Undisputed Era? Are they going to remain, a 4-person stable? Are they going to, kick somebody out? I don't know. But out of the blue comes Bobby Fish with a steel chair, and he starts to attack. The War Raiders. And of course, Cole joins in, and they just beat them down, and they show that the four reunited, and that Bobby Fish is healthy and pretty much cleared to return. So yeah, definitely a big shocker. Well, I shouldn't say shocker. I knew he's probably back soon, but there wasn't any really hints when he's going to be coming back. But yeah, Bobby Fish is healthy again, and they said Undisputed Era was back to full strength. It kind of already were whenever Roderick Strong joined them randomly. Well, I should say random, but it was in a good way. But the shocking heel turn at TakeOver New Orleans when he turned on his tag team partner, Pete Dunne, which, why would you want to turn on Pete Dunne? He can easily kick somebody's ass if he wanted to. But the shocking turn of Roderick Strong. So now they're a 4-man stable again. I don't know what's going to happen again. My thing was also, I do wonder, was Roddy supposed to join Undisputed Era in the first place if Bobby Fish didn't get hurt? That's what I still wonder. I feel if they were going to keep Roddy in NXT, maybe. Because I mentioned also, even before, because I think Fish got hurt before the last set of tapings before TakeOver New Orleans, or during those tapings, or like after those tapings. I can't remember when he got hurt, but sometime around then. Because if you guys remember, as I probably mentioned how many times, when that 16-man tournament for the Cruiserweight Championship began and Roderick Strong took part in it, he kind of had a little bit like an edge to him. He hadn't turned heel yet or anything. He was still being a babyface in NXT, but in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, he kind of had a little bit of an edge to him. So I don't know if either they were going to call him up and put him on 205 Live as a heel, or if he was supposed to join Undisputed Era from the beginning and make it a 4-man stable. I don't know what was supposed to happen with Roddy, but again, it's been nice to see him get some gold, because obviously, he was, he's obviously, Roddy could definitely be in the champ, either the North American Championship or even just the NXT Championship hunt any day. I feel he wanted to, but obviously there was no room for that for him. And obviously, again, they needed someone else for Undisputed Era. So again, I don't know what the plan was going to be for him, but I do think in some way there was going to be a heel turn happening for Roddy anyways, because the way he was being booked in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament on 205 Live. So the War Raiders don't win the tag titles, but they win by disqualification. Bobby Fish is back. Don't know what this means now for Takeover War Games. As I was originally predicting Undisputed Era taking on the team of British Strong Style and a team of Ricochet and War Raiders. However, though, we haven't really seen Mustache Bound on NXT since Brooklyn 4. So maybe we're going a different route. Maybe it'll be Lorcan and Birch teaming up with Pete Dunne, since they've been being used more. They were on the show again tonight. So we'll see where it goes. So obviously these Undisputed Era and War Raiders are definitely being involved, and most likely Ricochet and Pete Dunne and other people in some ways are being involved with the War Games match at TakeOver War Games 2. And then we see Nikki Cross backstage just scribbling notes in a steamy hallway, and constantly repeating that she knows, she has a secret, she knows who attacked Aleister Black. But with how crazy Nikki is, does she really know, or is she just saying stuff? But we'll find out later on. We then have Shayna Baszler taking on Britt Baker, some jobber. I'm not sure who she is, but she wins after the referee stopped the match after another nasty elbow stomp from Shayna Baszler. Oh dear God, those look deadly, but they make me cringe, but in the good way they cringe. Of course, Britt really sold the injury. Of course, I thought she cried a little too much, but then after, of course, she's screaming pain. Baszler comes back in, flags her with a high knee, obviously showing her that, hey, I'm more dangerous than ever, and I'm ready for her rematch for the NXT Women's Championship at Evolution. Which, again, I'm hoping they don't screw it up, since Vince has the control over that show. Hopefully, Triple H can still at least write their match, because they put on a great match at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Don't have to put on an awful match at Evolution, but we'll see what happens. But Baszler squashes Britt. We see Regal being interviewed backstage. He says he's going to speak to Nikki Cross later about what she knows after the match tonight. We're going to have Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch taking on Bing and Rocky, two Chinese wrestlers. Don't know if they're going to be around for long or whatnot, but there's another match to give Lorcan and Burch, which makes me start to think that maybe they're going to have Lorcan and Burch involved in the War Games match. Maybe, I don't know. I would think it would be, since there was 9 in it last year, so maybe we're doing 9 again. Don't know what's going to happen now, since again all 4 members of the Undisputed Era are healthy now. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But Lorcan and Burch win again. And then we were told that next week we are going to get an announcement from William Regal regarding the NXT Championship next week. Probably who's going to face Tommaso Ciampa at TakeOver War Games 2. In a lot of chat, we got Team Skyway 206. What's up? He said, black and white promos for the Undisputed Era. Thoughts? Not a bad idea, I'd say. And Ricochet, he thinks it's going to be, again, if this is any spoilers, don't mention it's a spoiler, but he thinks it's going to be Ricochet, Dunne, and the War Raiders taking on Undisputed Era, which I don't know if that's happening or not. Again, if you read any spoilers or anything, please don't say there are any spoilers. I don't want to hear any spoilers yet. Out of respect. But I'd be cool with that as well if they just did like an 8-person match. I'm not sure how that would work, though, if they would just, like, lock how many people would start the match, or how people they lock up those. Because last year there was 3 teams of 3, and each team was locked in another cage. So not sure what will go down from it, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. If it was an 8-on-8, not 9-on-9, but we'll see what happens. But thanks for joining us, Team Skyway 206. Finally, get to our main event. It was Bianca Belair taking on Nikki Cross. The second match they had, because obviously this is a TV feud meant to give Bianca Belair like one last push, because it's obvious at this point. I do see Kairi Sane retaining against Shayna Baszler at Evolution. Obviously, Bianca Belair is ready to be NXT Women's Champion. She's undefeated. Like, what more can she really do besides the championship at this point? So I think we're going to see Sane retain at Evolution, and it'll be Sane and Belair, I'm predicting, at TakeOver War Games 2, where Belair will win the championship. And I'd say maybe after Royal Rumble, Kairi Sane goes to the main roster. I'm not sure. We have the match, Kairi and Nikki. Again, Nikki pulling off her little crazy stunts throughout the match was pretty good. But then the match ends in no contest because towards the end of the match, when both of them were down, the lights go out. And then we hear that sound once again for the first time in quite a while, in 2 months since a couple weeks before TakeOver Brooklyn 4, when Aleister Black apparently had a groin surgery, I believe it was. Aleister Black returned. The lights come back on. Aleister is just sitting in the middle of the ring, legs crossed, just staring down Nikki. Because for weeks we've been hearing Nikki Cross saying she knows a secret and whatnot. And she sees Aleister. She starts acting goofy and whatnot. Aleister pretty much just tells her to stop. And it says, "Come here." And he was on a microphone. We hear him just growl, "Who was it?" Like he wants to know so bad. "Tell me." We then see Nikki whisper something into Aleister Black's ear. And then I'm not even joking. My phone wasn't vibrating, but I'm sitting there. I felt like when Aleister Black was like you see the rage just building up in there. I felt everything vibrate, just like, oh boy, he knows who did it now. Nikki Cross spilled his secret. He knows, we don't know, and Regal don't know, but the person who did do it knows. And oh boy, we're probably finding out soon who it is. Again, if anybody read any spoilers or anything for the next tapings, again, please, please, please do not say what they are. Please. Again, I don't know who could it be. Could have been Tommaso Ciampa. Could have been Johnny Gargano. Could have been Lars Sullivan, who had a history with Aleister Black. I kind of hope it's not Lars. I feel like if it was Lars, it'd be a letdown because, yeah, Aleister broke his jaw. Okay, but a match that was meant to give a different opponent for Aleister Black, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, I still liked what the story of the match told, but I'd be a little disappointed if it was Aleister Black. Could have been Cassius Ohno lately, with him being, kind of frustrated and, wanting to, take out the next big new name that gets all the buzz. Could have been EC3, maybe, refer back to more of a heel role. Could have been Velveteen Dream, who has a history. There's a lot of people. Could it be Matt Riddle also, who should be making his NXT debut soon? Maybe it was Keith Lee, for all we know. But still make questions of who it was who attacked Aleister Black. And I'm not so sure. But we will find out definitely soon. But Aleister Black knows that Nikki Cross, of course, was smiling again and slides out of the arena. And Black gets to his feet. So hope we find out soon this 2-month mystery of who attacked Aleister Black. Let's see here. And Lashley confetti dollar bills part of his entrance. Is it because he was the guy in Trump's corner for the Battle of the Billionaires? Maybe, I don't know, maybe. But next NXT call up, I say Shayna Baszler or Nikki Cross probably would be next. Probably I'd say they're the closest, probably after Survivor Series. One of the two is gonna be called up. Kyrie say that after the Royal Rumble. Ciampa and Gargano, or Aleister Black also, I feel, after Survivor Series or Royal Rumble. Actually, Aleister Black's main roster call could be him being a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. I'll go far as to say that. That's when Aleister Black could be called up. Although it could be after Survivor Series, I'm not sure. Because I'm still going to say, I'm going to do my predicted card for TakeOver War Games 2 next week, because I'm still finishing up the Tommaso Ciampa No One Will Survive fan-made music video. I'm probably going to be about 3.5, 4 minutes done when I finish editing the next portion of it that I shot today. Again, with just cheap equipment and whatnot. That's why I wear my Aleister Black shirt, because I'll tell a story we're trying to tell in that music video. But again, that should be done by the end of this week, if not Saturday at the latest. But next week I will make my NXT War Games 2 predicted match card as well. But I'm still going to say right now, I'm going to predict a fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship between Tommaso Ciampa, Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black, and Johnny Gargano. 4 people have history together, obviously. Johnny Gargano, falling into Velveteen Dream after, Johnny realized he's failed his mission. Obviously, Johnny and Aleister have some history with each other, even if, whether or not Johnny is the one who attacked him or not. Again, we don't know what happened. I'm not going to look back at the tape because I see what happened. But obviously, either way, Johnny and Aleister have history. And of course, Tommaso Ciampa has history with Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, and he's building up something here with Velveteen Dream, which, again, Velveteen Dream is finally getting that long-deserved title shot, I believe, happening. As well as he's going to do the TakeOver War Games, too. He's done it all at this point. He deserves it. So we'll see what happens. Next week, spoilers have, but definitely a huge cliffhanger. Aleister Black apparently knows now, thanks to Nikki Cross, who attacked him. And I look forward to definitely seeing what happens. Nikki Cross versus Zelina Vega actually would be a very interesting match. I would actually like to see that. That's a good idea there. But yeah, I think that will call it here tonight, guys. I've done 3 live reviews and get ready to do Turn Alert for the Brian Kendrick. A- for NXT again. I was going to give it a B+ first with that cliffhanger, giving it an A-. What are your thoughts on NXT? Make sure you also catch my live reviews tonight from NXT UK and 205 Live. So leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click my like and subscribe on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBonnie3. So guys, tomorrow I will see you for my special live stream of the week, my top 10 women's matches of all time. And I still say by either by Friday or Saturday, the Tommaso Ciampa No One Will Survive fan-made music video will be completed. So I look forward to you guys seeing that as well. So far, it's turned out pretty good. Again, not as good as I would like to be, but again, I don't own big and fancy equipment yet besides a green screen. So I do hope to eventually, someday get more equipment, be able to do more fancier music videos to definitely, sell more, perform more of my tools as a real life videographer on my channel as well. Again, this is just a hobby channel for me. This is just my hobby. I don't do this for money or anything, but yeah, so guys, thanks again. A- for NXT. Again, check my reviews for 205 Live at NXT UK. Again, comment section for your thoughts on NXT. Like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, DemandAirBonnie3. I'll be back up here tomorrow night again for my top 10 special stream of top 10 women's matches of all time. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, actually, first in my Turn Alert on the Brian Kendrick. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.